guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Dimmitt Chevrolet in sunny Clearwater, Florida, and guess what? We have the Bargain Buster muscle car currently available for sale in the good old US of A. This is a 2021 Camaro LT1. But before we dive into this muscle car that really is priced pretty much just about right, let's talk about what's going on here. So it all goes back to 1967, that great recipe that Chevrolet, the bakers at Chevrolet were spooning it up and serving it up. The Chevrolet Camaro hit the streets to go up against the Mustang, and then of course eventually the Challenger in 1970 joined the party. Now everything wasn't all hunky-dory because eventually in 2002, unfortunately, Chevrolet killed off. That was the last year of the Camaro until 2010. Now the great news is the return of the Camaro brought back that pony car war. The bad news is that it looks like the Camaro is about to meet its demise once again. But Chevrolet wants to go out fighting, punching, kicking, and throwing some Chinese stars because guess what? This LT1 is bringing SS Camaro power at a V6 RS price point. Right now, like I said, if you're looking for a muscle car and you've worked hard for your money, as I know many of you do, this might be, well, this to me really is. We're gonna find out. We'll find out together. Is this the best price muscle car? And guess what? It's your lucky day, it's my lucky day, and it's definitely an on-throttle lucky day. We have a 6-speed manual LT1 Camaro. So let's go ahead, let's dive in and see what we can find out when it comes to that perfect price point muscle car. Right off the bat, you're gonna get the Camaro styling that you love. And when you go with this generation, remember, we're sitting on an Alpha 2 chassis, and out of all the pony cars, Challenger, Mustang, and Camaro, this one is the smallest in size, and that is gonna give us low center of gravity and some amazing handling. But let's talk a little bit more about the styling. Now, the unique thing about going LT1 is you're actually gonna get the V6 Camaro front end, the standard Camaro front end. You're not getting the SS Camaro front end, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. So you're gonna have your LED daytime running lamp. I like the way they blacked everything out on the interior. You have your projector style beam headlight in there, but super simple, super clean. You work your way down. Look at that size of that air curtain. You're gonna be able to flow that air. Now what's interesting is that this one has been optioned with a actual body kit, a performance body kit. So you're gonna get the addition of this front splitter extension, which I think really just brings the whole front end alive. Gonna give you extra downforce. This is the same type of splitter that they run on the 1LE package, and is gonna give you a little bit more aggressive look, but like I said, definitely some more downforce. But all of this is fully functional. My only zonk is, I wish I had an LT1 badge on the side. Just right here in the corner, just to let people know you got something unique. And you know what, LT1, it's such an iconic nameplate throughout all of Chevrolet history. So it's kind of cool that they brought it back and put it on the Camaro. You're gonna have your blacked out bow tie, but you can see this is not an SS front end like the blacked out bow tie because we have a jet black Camaro. And you know what, from 0 to 60, this can beat a jet. Going up onto the hood, you're getting the Camaro SS hood. So we're gonna have that power bulge rise, which everybody wants that bulge, but you're also getting the heat extractor. Flat black. I wish it was just a little bit wider, a little bit longer, depending on which angle you're looking at, but you are gonna bring that cool air in and drag the hot air out through that Camaro SS. Remember, when we talk about SS, we're not saying super smart, we're talking about super sport. But this is the LT1. Let's see what else we get. Come around the bend, you can see that nice kick up on that front splitter. You're gonna get 20-inch wheels. So don't think by going LT1, you're saving some money. They're gonna give you, 15-inch wheels. You're still getting 20-inch wheel. I love the design. You have the split spoke design, metallic flat silver. There's the whole braking package brought over from the Camaro SS. So you're gonna get those nice size calipers there, all Brembo with the Camaro script, ventilated rotors, which is nice, but it has a great look with our jet black. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, what's the size of these up front? 245 on the width, and you have a 40 series sidewall. Going down, tasteful badge. Great looking badge. LT1, that bright red one there, has such a unique look to it, and just enough to let you know that this is a unique Camaro, different from the rest of the pack. There's that side sill extension, part of that performance body kit. Going down the side, not too heavy. I don't know if you remember, back in 2010, there was a body kit you could order, and it just made the car look heavy. I love the way she still looks light on her feet, but you're gonna get that aerodynamic flow. Yes, you have the world's smallest height of side glass, and that's gonna give you a little bit of a cave feeling, but you know what? From a look standpoint, drop dead sexy, and it still looks like that concept car going all the way back to 2008 before they brought the Camaro back. Coming towards the rear, I love the way they flare out that rear fender work, and then when you're looking at the rear setup, you're gonna get still that same great looking 20-inch wheel out back. And you know what? These are all season tires, so you are, giving up some performance because you're not gonna get all of the great suspension bits and the exact same braking capability as the Camaro SS, but you're still, like I said, 245, you still got some rubber to meet the road. It's just not a really super high performance tire, but those could be changed. Do some smoky burnouts, and then you put on a nice set of maybe some Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires I think would work marvelous on this car. Now when we get to the back, part of that kit, you are gonna get this beautiful trunklet spoiler. I like the way they have the extensions that go out onto the fender. The red taillights with that weird horizontal bar in there, I am still zonking that, but from the rear, super clean, super sinister. There's that body kit to go around the exhaust. This one does have the active exhaust. That's another option that I think once you hear this thing rev up, especially on throttle, you're gonna be like, check on that option sheet. But it really is beautiful. The nice trumpet style exhaust, they're staggered. They look really great. You got a simple rear diffuser. Just would have been nice to have an LT1 badge. Just, I'm not saying put badges all over the place, but usually traditionally on the rear, there is some type of badge. Go back to the 1980s, you see Z28, IROC Z. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop that hood and see what comes with the LT1. All right guys, we got the hood open. You do have hydraulic hood struts. You could clearly see the actual functional heat extractor from this angle. You got the Camaro badge embossed underneath the hood. And as we kind of slowly go from that Camaro badge and heat extractor, you can see that 6.2 liter push rod, good old fashioned push rod V8. So you're gonna have that 6.2 liter, 455 horsepower in this LT1, 455 pound-feet of torque. We have the 6-speed manual. You can get it with an automatic. 0 to 60, if you know how to row those gears like you row a boat and dance on those twinkle toes, you could do 0 to 60 in about 4 seconds. Quarter mile is gonna zoom by, 12.4 with a trap speed of 115 miles an hour. Top speed around 165. The car weighs around a little bit more than 3,300 pounds. And guess what? You do have a limited slip diff, MPGs, 16 in the city, 27 on the highway. You're not getting the magnetic ride suspension, but you do have the Brembo brakes and the unique. It's kind of a unique package, to be honest with you, because you're getting a different front fascia than any other V8 power Camaro, but yet you're getting some savings, which I think at the end of the day is what's gonna make you feel really good. But what's gonna make me feel good, and I know make you feel a little extra good, let's fire up this V8 Camaro and hear what it sounds like. All right, guys, we're inside that 2021 Camaro LT1. It is a freaking shame that they are getting rid of the Camaro after the 2022 model year. And I don't know, it's going to be weird to see, because remember, competition improves the breed. Whether you're a Chevy person, Ford person, Mopar person, or just a human being, competition just improves the breed. Now, I know you're at that point where you're like, Joe, I've been working hard for my money and I don't want to just throw it away. I do want V8 performance. I don't want an EcoBoost. I don't want a turbocharged 4-cylinder in my Camaro. I'm digging this LT1. How much is it? So starting price, if you go just out the door manual LT1, you're looking at $34,000. That is the cheapest V8 powered muscle car on the market. Now this one has a couple options. It's got the ground effects and stuff. So this one is right around $39,000. But you know what? At $34,000, I think you're going to be surprised, especially when we take it for a drive. But let's see what you're getting for your hard-earned money. To the door panels. Now, as to be expected, there is a lot of hard black plastic. The only thing that's soft is going to be the midsection of the door panel, the armrest, and that's about it. You do have a small pocket down there. Be careful with your Snickers bars. You're gonna be very close to squeezing your nuts too tight, getting the bars in there. So be careful with that. But you do have the Bose sound system, some flat silver to kind of break up the sea of dark material. But you know what? This car isn't about the door panel. Let's go to the dash. You do have hard touch material up top, but they do have this simulated leather, which adds just a little bit of extra class with the stitch work. This one does have the optional 8-inch infotainment system. It comes standard with a 7-inch. This one has the optional 8-inch, but you do have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, which is really great. The nice swipe features, getting your climate control. I'm gonna put it into reverse. Put it in reverse. You can see out back, very, very clear. If you look all the way back there, you'll see that Mustang that will be in your rear view as you're pulling away from the light, rowing through the gears. And then you're right back to where you started again with your AC controls. Now you could use the screen, or if you toggle down, you have all actual switch gear, which is great. You got your start stop button right over there, and then you could adjust very easily the temperature just by using the trim rings, which is really nice. I like that touch. This is really the sweet spot in this whole car. Nice short throw, 6-speed manual transmission. I like the perforated shift knob, leather on the shift boot. The stitch work is great, and even that little cherry red color just adds that little extra something that you know you're gonna be loving this gearbox. And I absolutely, especially the second to third, like you go second to third, boy oh boy, you're gonna be spot on the money every single time. Save your change in your pockets. You're gonna have the ability to shut off the traction control, smoke them up, and then you're gonna be able to go through your different modes. Electric e-brake, 12 volt, not the best location, but we've already talked about that enough. 2 cup holders, standard key fob. Wear your bow tie. Go down to the racetrack. Wear your bow tie because you're going to be smoking some people and winning some gold trophies. You got some buttons on the back. Play that red horn. Just let it play all day long. This armrest is as hard as Plymouth Rock. So if you want to know what the Pilgrims felt like, you're going to like the armrest. Open it up. No Thanksgiving Day turkey is going to fit in there. 2 Twinkies at best. Don't go more because you're going to get, you know what, cream everywhere. Cloth interior. It's all about price point. The good news is cloth interior weighs less than leather interior, but it's a nice grippy material. I do like the stitch work, a little bit of gray, and you do have manual seat for the passenger. I have an electric seat, power seat over here for the driver. Plenty of headroom, but yes, there's blind spots, but we're not gonna beat a dead horse. I don't want to do that. That's not me. Why don't you come over here to the business end though? I want to show you what is me, this flat bottom steering wheel and all the magic over here. So come on over. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You got the Camaro name here to welcome you every time, and remind you what car you bought. If you're like, what car did I buy? Oh, Camaro. You do have your electric seat controls, easy to get to, and nice to get the seat to fit your body. And then here's really what I love. I love this thick wrap leather steering wheel with the contrast crisscross stitching, flat bottom. I just wish they would have put the LT1 badge. You got this great piece of real estate. LT1 would have looked perfect there. Now, if you're wondering, well, Joe, this car's a manual. Why are there paddles on the back of the wheel? Because you have that automatic rev match downshift feature. So what that means is you don't have to do heel toe downshift if you don't want to, or if you don't know how. The good news is though, you could leave it on or you could shut it off. So if you want to heel toe, go ahead and do the dance. But if you don't want to dance, say you're not Fred Astaire, then you can leave the rev match on and it'll take care of it for you. Dash, straightforward simplicity. So you have all analog, tach, fuel, coolant, speedometer. And then you have that small digital display, which you could go through the different modes, sport, tour, snow and ice, which is nice. And that rhymes too. Man, I'm just on a roll with the rhymes today. But if you're ready, we're not gonna check out the back seat. It's too tight. If you are as tall as I am, 6 feet tall, way too tight, that's gonna be the place to put all your trophies when you go to the track and you do your autocross events. But if you're ready, I'm definitely ready. We're gonna check out the trunk and then we're taking this for a spin. All right, guys, probably the other toughest point about the Camaro besides the blind spots is gonna be the trunk. The trunk opening is not very large. You do have a pretty good amount of space once you're able to stuff it through, but if you had like a big, huge Beanie Baby, like one of those Costco gigantic size Beanie Babies, you're really gonna have to shove it into this opening to get that massive giant Beanie Baby into the trunk. But you know what? This car isn't about the trunk. I don't even want to see any more of it. I don't even want to look at it. If you're ready, I'm ready. We got a 6-speed manual Camaro. You know what we're gonna do. Let's go do some on-throttle fun together. All right, guys, we're in the 2021 Camaro LT1. Really awesome to look out over that Camaro SS hood. You see the heat extractor. Is it a little bit of sitting like a cave in here? Yes, there are tons of blind spots. You're just gonna have to be careful knowing that going into this type of car. If you want a Camaro, listen, you just make the compromises and you just live your life, you know? I'm not gonna say don't buy this car because of the blind spots, that's for sure, because you know what we do have? We have a slick shifting 6-speed manual transmission. We got that Chevrolet Performance active exhaust, and what's even better is that we, of course, have V8 power. But the interior, the seats are comfortable. If you're concerned, well, cloth seats, are they gonna be comfy? Super comfy. And then of course, 455 horsepower. You're gonna love that all day long. Nice weight, I have it in sport mode right now. Nice weight to the steering. Super smooth with the torque delivery. On throttle. That great V8 sound. I love it. There's nothing like a pushrod V8. Nice downshifts that blips the throttle, the pops, the bangs. Look at this. Great feel. And you're not breaking the bank, which is great. You don't have to spend $80,000 to have a good time behind the wheel of a car, of a performance car, especially with a V8. Yeah, you could go ZL1, but you don't have to. The chassis, that Alpha 2 chassis, very, very balanced, very planted. Yes, this does not have the, you know, summer style performance tires, but you know what? You could throw those on, not a big deal. But I tell you, the things that you can't just throw on is that V8 engine and this 6-speed manual transmission, and that you have in this car. Visibility out the back is quite tight. Use your side mirrors. Rotate that head. You got to do it old school. You got an old school pushrod V8 in here. You need to move your head around to see where you're at, especially in tight parking positions. But you know what? The 8-inch infotainment system is really nice, easy to get to, super clear graphics, which is wonderful. And the clutch, it's a nice light clutch. It's nothing too heavy, easy to modulate. The sound though is really, especially when you let off throttle, you just kind of roll on a little bit, let off, and you hear all the pops and the bangs just the way you like it. All right, guys, here we go. We're gonna do a little on-throttle acceleration here, getting onto the highway. But I'm telling you, I love how nice and smooth the clutch modulation is. Really easy to drive this vehicle, which is great. That's another nice touch. But on throttle, it really puts a smile on your face, 10 miles wide. And another great thing, like I pointed out when we were sitting at Dimmitt Chevrolet, is second to third is so easy to hit in this car. I absolutely love it. I remember back in the day when I used to drive my buddies' Fox body Mustangs, that second to third was a pain in the butt to get just right. But with this gearbox, simple, straightforward, and it allows you to just enjoy the act of driving. That's what makes this vehicle so great. But downshift onto third, rolling on throttle. Here we go, on throttle. And then you let off, and then you're getting all the pops and stuff, which I love. Sounds so amazing. Really, really nice. And that's what this car is all about. It's about, you're driving a legend. You're driving a Camaro with a big old pushrod V8. Outstanding. All right, guys, pulling away from the light, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Second gear, let's get on the highway. Rolling on throttle, here we go. Love that sound. On throttle is so much fun in this vehicle, and just, you're not waiting for boost, you're not waiting for anything. It comes on nice and low in that power band and then just pulls all the way through. You do have a very, very small gear indicator in the lower right-hand corner of that small digital pod in the instrumentation. If you want more, you go up higher up the food chain. Chevrolet makes an amazing head-up display with all the pertinent information that you can need, want, or ever ask for. But just cruising around, man, this would be the perfect daily driver. Obviously, perfect bang for your buck muscle car. And then you could go take it to the track and have a good time. Speaking of good time, let's downshift. Down to second. On throttle. Really nice. I mean, come on. You're in a V8 Camaro, and you know what? The end is coming near. And I know some of you have been putting in the comment section, well, maybe the Camaro will come back as a EV or a hybrid. I sure the hell hope not. But even driving down the road, you're getting a smooth ride. Remember, you don't have the magnetic ride suspension, but still Chevrolet does a lot of great work with their chassis setup and their standard suspension, which is really nice. Even going over these expansion joints. It's a nice feel, nothing too soft, nothing too hard. Really checks off so many boxes, especially for somebody who doesn't want to go too extreme. You know, I know a lot of people talk about they want a race car for the road. A lot of times they wind up hating it if they get a race car for the road because they're really stiff, they overheat, they're not fun in traffic. This really is just a breeze to drive and really to enjoy. But hopefully this gave you a nice overview of what the LT Camaro is all about. We're gonna get back to Dimmitt Chevrolet, wrap this one up, so I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, been another great day here at Dimmitt Chevrolet. I'm a poet and I didn't know it, and I know you love watching these on-throttle reviews, but definitely gotta thank Raheel and Eli for getting us access not only to an LT1, but one with that slick shifting 6-speed manual transmission. It just goes to show, if you're looking for bottom line, if you're watching that bottom line and you want to have extra money for tires because you want to smoke them because you got them, this LT1 Camaro with that starting price is such a choice when you're looking at what pony car to go with, what muscle car to go with, and you're going to have the look, the style, and that great V8 sound. But if you want to keep seeing these value price muscle cars here on Rady's Rise, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you there's more to come, more to see here on Rady's Rise. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rise family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description, get yourself some Rady's Rise merch. We do have on throttle merch. Definitely want to get some of that. I want to give a big shout out my wonderful, beautiful, intelligent wife, Lori, the camera woman extraordinaire. YouTube's going to be giving her some trophies for 2021 for her great videography. So show her some love in the comment section. She's loving this manual transmission Camaro just as much as you guys are. And just like always, I'll see you on the next ride.